weekend, everybody, and a blessed Sunday to you all. In this particular vlog, I'm going to share and talk about one of my favorite topics, their perfumes and scents, EDTs, EDPs, EDCs. They're called in so many ways because they are also different in so many ways. So if you like this particular topic, please stay tuned and don't forget to like and subscribe. So let me first help differentiate an EDP from an EDC and EDT, and lastly what a perfume really is. O means water in French. The bottom tier would start with what we call an EDC or eau de cologne. These are the type of scents or fragrances that would have 2 to 4% fragrance concentration. So it's the amount of oil that causes that beautiful scent when the perfume gets manufactured. So EDC, cologne, this is basically what we normally use on a daily basis. They don't last for hours. Usually, at least with me, they would last for the first hour upon application or upon spraying on my skin, depending also on your body chemistry. But this is basically how a cologne works. We don't like smelling like sunshine, so we usually put on cologne to just have that whiff of fresh scent for a couple of minutes or so. That's EDC. Now, the higher category or the product that would have a more concentrated volume of fragrance or oil would be the EDT, or what we normally hear as eau de toilette. They would normally have about 5 to 15% fragrance concentration, so they would last for a few hours, definitely not for minutes, and you would want them, especially for example daytime or nighttime, when you don't want to be really overwhelming. And I do have appreciation for EDTs because I really get so sensitive to strong scents. Ironically, I'm talking about perfumes and fragrances, but I don't really like the strong ones because I easily catch a cold when I get a whiff or I catch a whiff of a very strong scent or fragrance. So I go usually between cologne, EDTs, and then selectively for EDPs and perfume. So again, cologne would be 2 to 4% concentration in terms of fragrance. EDT or eau de toilette would be about 5 to 15% concentration in terms of fragrance oils. And the next level would be what we normally hear as eau de parfum. That's how it's pronounced. It's a higher category because it would have, or at least it would range 15 to 20% fragrance oil or concentration. They would last for almost half a day with me. Sometimes, depending on the product, it would last the entire day, as long as I don't get exposed to really like full outdoor type of errands, etc. But when I'm just indoors and it's air conditioned, like in the office, an eau de parfum with 15 to 20% concentration would last with me, or at least I could still smell it from my skin for a couple of more hours, right? And lastly, we have the parfum, or the perfume. They would normally have the highest concentration, which is 20 to 30%. So this is what you typically use if you like smelling really good. For example, special events, you don't have to reapply them because they have good enough concentration of that fragrance that you love. So behind me here is my collection over the years. Some of them were acquired just months, or basically a few months before this vlog. I just have to at least share with you guys that perfume is personal, right? When I say personal, you normally gravitate to scents which usually are also very characteristic of your personality. So at least for me, I would normally prefer the citrus or the fruity scents. But I think over the years, I've acquired also some sort of liking for the woody scents. When you say woody, normally they are associated with the masculine gender. But I do like some amount of woody scents combined with citrus scents, and I'll introduce to you some of the products that I came to love over the years just because of their different characteristics. So let's start with the daily scents. I call them the daily scents because these are the normal EDTs that I use going to work, or if I'm just rushing to a lunch reunion, etc. But these are basically the ones that I use on a daily basis. Let's start with this one. It's by Bulgari and it's called Puti et Mamang. It comes in a very happy bottle, I would say happy bottle, because it's so colorful. This smells so powdery. There was, I think, a year when my best friend and I fell in love with powdery scents. And I discovered this because I specifically looked over the counter. I think this was at Rustan's or Shangri-La, when I asked the clerk that I would want a scent that's really just powder smelling, which is fresh. And she recommended me this. And I've been using this for years now. I can't even remember if this is my third or fourth bottle, but the last bottle that I had of this also I gave to my best friend because she loved it. Hey Jo, she's my best friend who's based in Shanghai. I am a Jo Malone lover. This is one of my favorites. Of course, I moved from one scent to another when it comes to the Jo Malone line. I initially liked lime, basil, and mandarin, all those signature scents, but I think I fell in love with blackberry and bay because it's just so unique. The way it smells on my skin, especially when you combine it with lime, basil, and mandarin, is just creating a different level of fragrance, which can be your personal scent too. That's what I like about Jo Malone. Normally, this is a product line where you can apply the scent layering, which was featured in my previous vlog. And Blackberry and Bay is one of my favorites. It's also available in body cream, and I really love that because it lasts the entire day for me, even if it's just an EDT, which is a lower category of concentration. This is another Jo Malone scent, Poppy and Barley. This is relatively new, at least for me, in terms of discovery. I think I bought this one. No, I was introduced to this by Jo Malone Rustan's Makati. If I'm buying my Jo Malone scents here in the Philippines, I only buy them from that branch. That's Rustan's Rustan's department store in Makati, and look for Nikki. She's excellent. She would really introduce you so well to the different scents. And Poppy and Barley is my latest discovery for Jo Malone, and I love this. It's for me, it can work as a summer scent and an autumn scent at the same time. Not really winter, I would say, because I think it's not powerful enough to last you for hours if it's winter. But this is a summer scent for me. So try this, Poppy and Barley by Jo Malone. So again, just a bit of disclaimer, these are all my personal preferences. Has nothing to do with the jobs that I kept in the past or I still keep at present. This is a brand, I'm pretty sure most of you know this, but back in the day, I think Jennifer Aniston was one of the few Hollywood, or the early Hollywood artists who came to endorse this scent, and it became really popular because of her, among other stars like Halle Berry as well. It's called Clean. These were my unused bottles, that's why they're still with me. But I do like them because Clean is really a line of fragrance that boasts, you know, that really fresh scent, which is a very good day scent for me. I don't use Clean in the evening because they really normally wouldn't last the entire event. If you're wearing this to an event, it won't last you for hours. But as a day scent, they are superb. I don't find them very overwhelming. That's why I call them my day scents. And I have here on my left arm, this is an EDP, Eau de Parfum. So it can last for hours. It's fresh laundry. I think I got this also from Rustan's. And this one on my right is Cool Cotton. You see, it's very old now. That's why the bottle looks that way. If you're going to buy your clean perfume from Rustan's, also go to EDSA Shangri-La, or I mean Shangri-La Mall in EDSA. That's where I purchase my clean bottles, and I look for Jane. She's also excellent. So these are my daily or day perfumes that I use. From time to time, I do use this particular one, only because lately I've been preferring using smaller bags. And normally, when I use a small bag, of course, you would want a fragrant or fragrance bottle that would also fit in your purse, right? So this is one of those really cute bottles which attracted me when I was in Changi Airport in Singapore. It's by Dior, Christian Dior, and this is the smaller bottle, and it's Holy Peony. This is really floral, but also fresh smelling. And another thing that I love about this one is it seems to have this magnetic bottle. You don't really have to push, it just, a slight touch and it attaches the cap to the bottle. And another thing that I love about this one in Singapore when I bought it is that they also personalized it. So there you have my name on the bottle. And this is, I think, an era where we all get we succumb to a lot of personalized products. This one is really sweet and fresh, and I love using it also for the day. Okay, let me now talk about the party perfume. I call them the party perfumes because, well, as the name explains it all, of course, these are the scents that I use when I attend parties like weddings, reunions, company events, which normally happen in the evening, right? So I have a special line of scents. I don't own the line, I'm only saying that I resort to a special line of scents when I attend parties, because these are the type of perfumes or that would range between an eau de parfum and a real full-fledged perfume, which is 20 to 30% concentration. I expect that these perfumes or these scents would last for hours. They're more appropriate for the evening. They're not usually for daytime because they get a little bit overwhelming to the nose, and sometimes to me, they're just overpowering. Let's start with this one, which is a bottle I got from, I think, Istanbul Airport in one of my transits. It's by Givenchy, and it's called L'Interdit. Am I right? Yeah, L'Interdit. It's French and it means the forbidden one. I gravitated towards this bottle because the sales lady was so effective enough in explaining that this is the modern take, or this is the modern version of a scent that the Givenchy, the house of Givenchy, invented for or manufactured and produced chemically for Audrey Hepburn in the year 1957. So there's just a bit of very nice, lovely history to it. That's why I was drawn initially to the brand and the bottle. But when I smelled this, I also fell in love with it because initially, so what I normally do is when I try on a particular scent, whether over the counter in the mall or at the airports during transit, or when it's your destination, I normally spray on a sample from the bottle, and then I just leave it on for like 15 minutes, and then I sniff and I smell it again. If it smells good, I would purchase the bottle. Normally, I don't go buying samples of perfumes that are used on paper, again because your body chemistry will have a special play in how that perfume or that scent will continue to, of course, smell throughout the day or throughout the evening. So this is one of those bottles, or this is one of those perfumes that I really loved after 15 minutes of spraying it on my skin. And the scent is more on the floral side, but it's also sweet, which is normally my not normally my preference for scents, but this one is just really unique. That's why I bought it. Okay, that's L'Interdit by Givenchy. Hermes is actually a line or a brand, but that when it comes to perfumes and scents, I find them kind of exotic. Exotic enough to make me decide to wear them during parties as well. And these are two of my favorite bottles. The first Hermes scent that I really loved is this red one. Most of you would know this because it has just gotten popular. And I think Hermes, House of Hermes is one of the first ever to produce the scent out of rhubarb. Rhubarb is actually a vegetable, as I've researched, but it's in culinary, it's more used like a fruit. And I never really thought that this very exotic scent is coming from that. So I fell in love with this. It's almost gone now, obviously. Although it's a party perfume for me, there are days like when we have visitors in the office or when I have special meetings, I wear this too because it's really long lasting. And like what I said earlier, perfume is personal. I really want that when people sniff the scent, they remember me. That's basically one of the reasons why I wear different fragrances on different occasions. This one is the green bottle of Hermes, and it's called Un jardin sur le toit. I think it means the garden or a garden on the roof in French. I like this one because I think this was representative, or this is representative of the garden on top of the headquarters of Hermes in Paris, where they had plants, herbs, flowers, and all those sorts. So even when you smell the bottle, you can't easily pinpoint what base note they used for this particular scent. It's just really a mix of nice smelling ingredients for me. That's how I would describe it. And if you're in the malls or if you happen to chance upon a bottle of Jardin sur le Toit, try it because I highly recommend this as a party perfume too. So let me continue on the topic for party perfumes. This is another bottle that I love wearing for parties. There's no branding on the bottle itself, but at the bottom you see here an indication that would tell you it's J'adore by Christian Dior Enjoy. Remember, it's not J'adore per se, but it's J'adore Enjoy. I love it because it's fresh, it's floral, but at the same time, if I could compare this to eating, you know how we crave for salty food when we eat something sweet, or how we crave for something sweet right after we eat chips or something salty? This is a perfect combination of that salty and sweet scent. Of course, you're not supposed to eat or drink it, but that's just really basically how I would describe this bottle. I think the base note is ilang ilang. They say it's ilang ilang from Madagascar, not Philippines. I wonder why, but that's why it's more on the floral scent, because the base note is that of a flower. I love this for parties, but again, the downside is the bottle is too big. You won't be able to bring that with you when you go to parties and you just have a small purse, right? But it smells really good. That's J'adore Enjoy. I have here two bottles which I think I mentioned in the Tom Ford video I created a week ago. I love Tom Ford for this particular two scents. This is Soleil Blanc or White Sun, and this is Neroli Portofino. A lot of the stars also like Neroli Portofino. I won't have to mention them because I'm sure you watch their YouTube. Neroli oil is an essential oil that I think is derived from the blossom of the orange bitters. I love citrus scents as well, aside from the floral scent. So Neroli is milder, I would say, more fresh and more sweet than orange blossoms. But they're not as... So if I will compare Neroli from an orange blossom, so Jo Malone has orange blossom, and that's one of my favorites also. Neroli for me is more fresh and less overpowering than the orange blossom. I love pairing this with Soleil Blanc. This combination, this two, is actually my wedding scent. So I had to spray this oil on my body because my arms, my neck during my wedding, if you can see, it has shimmer. So If you're looking for that sun-kissed look with a bit of tan or shimmer, this is a very good oil to use. And then you top it off, or you layer that with Neroli Portofino, and va-va-voom. It really smells great, guys. Last, I think, in my party perfume line would be this particular perfume that I got from Vienna. It's by Frederic Malle, and Frederic Malle started his line of perfumery, I think, in year 2000, if I'm not mistaken. And this is Lipstick Rose. Frederic Malle has been known for Portrait of a Lady. That's the #1 scent of Frederic Malle, but I don't know. I tried Portrait of a Lady against Lipstick Rose, and I enjoy this more. Lipstick Rose has base notes coming from vanilla, amber, violet, and white musk, if I remember correctly. So it's one of those scents that when you smell it from, you know, a lady passing by, it just leaves you that, what scent is that kind of thought. And I like wearing that kind of scent when I go to parties, because it just gives you that sort of enigmatic touch, that mystery. And I don't like wearing very common perfumes or scents during parties, because normally these are the heavy perfumes. They're overpowering, they kind of linger longer, but they can fill the room. That's the kind of scent that I want to wear during parties, and Lipstick Rose does it for me. So good job, Frederic Malle. Now let me move on to another category of scents that I use specifically for travel this time. So as you know, we have the 100 milliliter restriction when it comes to traveling and going through airports. You can only hand carry with you bottles which are 100 ml or less. That's by bottle size, not by content, right? So when I travel, I do resort to the smaller bottles of perfumes, and I discovered this particular box which Hermes sells. It appears like this, and you can customize, or you can choose your 4 different Hermes scents, and then as long as they're available in the travel sizes, they would put it in this box and then sell it to you. So these are the scents that I use when I travel, because as I said, there's no threat of losing them because they are below 100 ml. So the first bottle that I'm gonna talk about is this one. It's called Le Jardin de Montsurly. Not sure if this will be visible, but it's just a very plain bottle like this. And okay, so Le Jardin de Montsurly is a combination of scents coming from those of mint, jasmine, and kumquat. So imagine, put them all in a bottle, and this is how it's gonna smell. It's on the citrus side again for me, which is normally I associate citrus with fresh. So I like that particular bottle when I travel, because as it is, when you're, you know, cooped up in an aircraft with all others and all your scents are just contained within that aircraft, it can be quite daunting, especially for women like me who's not really into strong scents. That's why I like wearing very light scents when I travel. Also, that would just allow you to take your nap or go to sleep because you smell fresh. The other bottle that I bring with me when I travel is this one. It comes in a blue bottle. It's called Citron Noir. That means black citron in English. And this one, just like the previous bottle that I showed you, this is also for me unisex. Both men and women can use both these two scents. That's why I really love it. But this one has some sort of a more exotic side to it. It's citrusy, but it has that very interesting mix of a woody scent. That's why it's unisex for me. This lasts longer on my skin than Le Jardin de Montsurly. Okay, and the last one, I find this one sweet. It's called It's my old age again, getting to me. Eau de Marveil Blue. That's how it looks. The name of the perfume is in orange. And this one is very, 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 very light. When my flight is daytime, I use this instead, and I use Citron Noir when my flight is nighttime. That's basically how I use them. They come in these very cute pouches, so they're individually secured and pouched this way, and then they're sold again in these boxes. So sometimes also I buy a box and then I individually use the pouch with the bottle in it as a gift to friends or souvenirs, or you know, it's just more cost effective to buy them in a box because they come in fours. Alright, there are also times when I don't really want to have any strong scent on me or any lingering scent, and that's when I use colognes. So I have a very few colognes at home. Some of them are in my bags just for, you know, some quick freshening up, and normally I use cologne only on the daytime, or only daytime, and only when I go to bed. Yes, even when I go to bed, I do apply on some cologne because you also would want to be smelling fresh. If not on the pillow, I use them on myself. So these are my go-to colognes or products when I just want to keep everything light, simple, but still really feeling fresh. Okay, I was influenced to buy this one, Dark Kiss by Bath and Body Works, because of Heart Evangelista. This is her scent when she goes to sleep. The first time I tried this, I said this is way too sweet. When you first apply it on your skin, it really is very, very sweet, and I really don't like overly sweet scents. But this one, from time to time, I wear this to bed if I want to have sweet dreams. But yeah, this is just one of those cologne that I use to bed. When I'm going on team buildings and outings, or I have an outdoor trip with my husband, and you know, we live in a tropical country and we are not protected from mosquitoes. So even my mosquito repellent product, it comes in a cologne form. I do apply the cream from time to time, but this one is just really, for me, very, very useful because it's a cologne and an anti-mosquito spray in one, right? So it's a baby cologne actually. I think this is a French product which I found in one of the bazaars, but you can order this online. They're available in Instagram. For moms out there and you'd like to, you know, for moms out there who would like to protect their babies from mosquitoes, this is a very good product to use. I think it's pronounced as Kiel. It's available now, I think, locally. And yeah, manufactured by Sema Lux Manila. Is that right? Yeah. So it's Kiel, Philippines. But they use French ingredients for this particular baby cologne. It really smells nice on the skin. Even for daytime, I use this, especially when I'm going outdoors. So you have a cologne and an anti-mosquito spray in one. This one is a relatively new discovery. I was in Lanai, Manila, I think before Christmas, and I saw this particular bottle. It has other scents too, but I was just attracted to Classic Mild Savoni, I think is how it's pronounced. It's an EDC, so Eau de Cologne or Cologne. It's really fresh and it has a light hint of citrus scent as well. And I like using this daytime, of course, because it's a cologne. Unlike the EDTs and the EDPs, cologne you have to frequently apply so that if you want to maintain that scent throughout the entire day, you have to watch out for, repeating application or spraying onto your skin so that you retain the scent. Unlike those ones or those others that have higher fragrance oil or concentration. So those are the three scents that I use for as cologne preferences. The other one, the fourth one, is a classic favorite of mine. It's by L'Occitane. And when I first wanted to get hold of this bottle, I couldn't find it anywhere here in Manila. Apparently, there's a local celebrity, I won't mention her name, who's rumored to be hoarding bottles of Lavang, right? So this is Lavender by L'Occitane. That's how it smells. I don't have to explain it, but if you love lavender scent, please buy this bottle. Get yourself one of these bottles. I think they're available now. They have restocked in the L'Occitane shops here locally in Manila, but this one I had to buy in India, in Gurgaon specifically, when we went on a business trip there, because they had several bottles in stock, and I was just surprised because everywhere I went, all the airports, I couldn't find this, but in India, in Gurgaon, they had stock of lavender. So I also hoarded. No, I just got 2 bottles, and then the other bottle was gifted to me by my best friend, one of my best friend also. So I have my extra stash of lavender. I love using this after taking a bath, and also sometimes during my travels when I'm about to go to bed. This is the scent that I use. It is quite a fact that there was a period in time when I got so addicted to dry shampoo. Why? Because I also like my hair not only feeling fresh but also smelling fresh. So I had this bottle of Oribe bought in New York. It was recommended to me and my best friend by her cousin who's based there, and we're such pushovers, so we bought a bottle and it's still alive to this very day. I rarely use it only because I have other products to alternate it with, but Oribe is a brand that's, I don't know, but this really smells luxurious for me. I love it because I don't have any other dry shampoo that smells as good as Oribe. So I recommend this if you're into dry shampoo. This is an alternative, although this is a texturing spray. So I know for you women out there, there are days, especially under this humidity that we have, and under, when you live in a tropical country like Philippines, there are days when your hair just falls down and flat, right? So a texturing spray is what you use to just add volume to your hair, and Oribe is such a great product because again, it's 2-in-1 for me. It's a texturing spray when you want to add volume to your hair, but at the same time it smells good. So the reason why I use this less frequently now is because I came to love other products which would allow my hair to smell really good and fresh. So our hair, just like the skin, readily absorbs odor from outdoors, like the restaurants as well. And when you have another appointment to go to, or when I'm going back to the office, I don't want my hair smelling like barbecue. So I use this other scents that I have to just freshen up the scent of my hair, and sometimes to actually just get rid of that restaurant scent, or odor, not scent. This is Jo Malone Hair Mist, English Pear and Freesia. This is one of the signature brands of Jo Malone, but I discovered the hair mist option again in one of the airports very recently. The other one that I use, and which is basically the first hair mist that I've tried and loved, is this bottle from Miss Dior. It's called Miss Dior Hair Mist. It actually just says pour les cheveux, which means for the hair. This one really smells seductive. That's how I would describe this bottle. The first time I used this, and an office mate of mine actually caught a whiff of this from my hair, she said that really smells so feminine, and a guy who would maybe accidentally catch a scent of this would easily fall in love with you. That's basically how she described it, and from that time on, I would always replenish my bottle of Miss Dior hair mist because it's just a classic scent for me. If you want to go for that seductive, mysterious scent, and then your hair is either tied up like this or just falling down in your shoulders, etc., this is very good to have or to use even. The last one, which I also alternate to, is not only a hair mist, it can also be used for the body. I've never seen any product that's both hair and body in that sense. That's why I had to grab a bottle of this in, I think, Taipei, when we were going around with my husband and our mom and my sister-in-law in Taipei 101. This is Penhaligon's Empresa. So you could use it for the hair like this, just spray it like that, or you could use it on your skin. The difference that I noticed with Empresa compared to the other hair mist, this one is rather more like oil-based. See? So maybe it's manufactured and chemically produced this way because it's both for the hair and the body. So Empresa also comes as a solid fragrance or a solid perfume, but I got the bottle which is both for the hair and the body. Last but not the least, we do not forget that we also would like to have a room that smells so fresh. Usually my husband and I would resort to diffusers or scented candles when we would want the room smelling fresh and just, you know, spa-like. You look forward to that because you do remember people, events, and places with the use of perfumes and fragrances. For room mist or room perfume, I only have 2 bottles here. These bottles are both by Diptyque. I think I bought one from an airport, but I can barely remember which one. But this one I had to purchase locally for our wedding. So this one is Eau Plurier by Diptyque, and this was the scent that we used for our wedding. So our wedding coordinators had to spray this all over the function hall or the ballroom because we wanted our guests to remember us by this scent. It's also floral / fresh. It's not overpowering, but it's also similar to that of a spa in a way. So it's a really nice scent to have. It can fill the room beautifully, so we chose this as our wedding scent. The other one is what we use for our living room. Not that our space is big, but it can fill up the room as well. And as you know it, I love the orange scent. My husband loves it too. It's d'orange fleur. That means the orange flower, and it's also actually it's also a parfum or a perfume, and this is also by Diptyque. So there you have it. As a bonus, I also have here a box of purse perfumes from LV. I think this was gifted to me by one of the sales ladies from Harrods mall in London. I haven't really tried them, but they come in these sizes which you can easily slide onto into your purses. One is Rose Devant and the other is Apogee. So Rose, definitely this is floral. Apogee, I have no idea. But just as a tip, when you're too nice to the sales ladies in Europe, particularly, well, I got this one from Harrods. They gift you with stuff, and this was given to me, and I'll tell you maybe weeks or months from now how I like these 2 particular scents by LV. So there you have it. That was a very long video, but these hopefully would again encourage you to acquire or even develop your own personal brand or your own personal perfume, because as I said, perfume is personal. Make sure that whatever bottle you use, whether it's a scent that was made in Paris or locally, it really doesn't matter as long as your body chemistry fits that particular perfume, or the scent, or as well as the ingredients are really gelling well with your body chemistry. Go for it and make sure that people remember you by that scent. So happy weekend, everybody, and do keep smelling fresh.